So I used to believe that you shouldn't showcase unless you have actually something to showcase. But now I'm actually really at the point where I've just kind of become anti-showcase all in all. And I think obviously that's not going to happen. I think athletes are going to continually go to showcases, especially baseball players, because I don't know, we love some reason that guys behind a screen are just going to give us a write up that probably is not going to do anything for athletic success, but we're still going to do it anyways and pay X amount of dollars to do so. But my biggest thing is that I would consider myself a showcase player. A showcase player is someone that does really well in a confined environment, right? Like I could hit the ball pretty hard off a tee. I could, barrel up some baseballs in BP. I was a bigger guy, but I could still move pretty well. So I had an average 60 time. And those things are important to an extent, but for me, like they never translated to the field as good as they should have. And obviously, being far removed from the game now, I say far removed, I haven't been playing in 3 years, but being on a different side of the game where I'm coaching athletes, obviously there was a ton of things that I just did not do well in my training. And so that's probably partially to blame for why I didn't perform as well in the game. But even then, I think a lot of these showcases, they almost set athletes up for failure because we try to increase our exit velocity. We try to throw the baseball as hard as we can. We're trying to run in a straight line for whatever your 60-yard dash, which don't even get me started about that. That's just a whole nother topic of why the 60 is just not important for baseball. And so our training becomes centered around trying to be really good at those numbers. Okay, whether or not you want to admit it as a performance coach or even just an athlete training on their own, like those metrics are kind of what you're chasing. And that, again, that's not a bad thing. Like we want to try to drive up those things because that means that we're getting stronger and we're producing good power outputs. But at the end of the day, like I've played against so many good players that would probably have a terrible rating in a showcase, but they're still 30 times better than me. And a lot of them are probably making more money than I'll ever make. Okay, so my point is that I don't really think showcases have a lot of value. They might get your name out there. They might kind of get you recognized. But if you want to actually get on the field wherever you go, because your 95 can get you a D1 offer, but at the end of the day, everyone's throwing 95 now. So how do you compete in game? That's kind of what's most important, that I don't think any showcase can really showcase how you compete in a game. Whether or not you perform well in the actual environment of a showcase, does that translate in the game? Does that translate when you got 95 coming straight at you, bases loaded, 2 outs, and the game's on the line? No one really cares about your exit velo in that situation. They care about if you can get the job done. So I'm really shifting towards this mindset of like, you don't need to go to a showcase. And that's just kind of my take on it. I don't know if it's necessarily right or wrong, but I think that a lot of athletes could benefit from just training really hard and then going playing in game and just being a baller.